forgot that there's so much of the world.
Okay, so the demo's been out for long enough for me to have opinions about it, right? Right? There's a lot of improvements, and it's really cool to see where the devs are at in development, especially underneath the hood and the debugs. There's actual dialogue trees now. Depending on your choices, you will miss out on story information and quest tidbits. What's more so, those dialogue options will affect our psyche. Options that are melancholic and depressing make us depressed. Options that are assholey and insulting give us a little bit of boost. Will you feed into the self-reinforcing spiral of depression that Neil is in because it fits the current situation and it's something you might say yourself? Or are you gonna be a complete asshole and insult everybody around you? Because if you don't, you are in danger of shooting yourself. It's so good, I love it. We're actually incentivized to play the character. Prickly prick that will bury us all? No, I think your neurotypical privilege is showing. Aspity? Sounds like you're the ass that needs to show some pity. Other positives in the demo is we get to see more of the town, areas we haven't seen yet, areas that have been updated, environmental storytelling like whatever's going on here. I was a big fan of this part where we talked to the people about Artemis' crime scene. The weaving of storylines and quests is what got me to fall in love with the franchise to begin with. And the debugs. Oh boy, the debugs. Out of the box, there isn't a lot of debugs actually, but simply because we had them in quarantine, re-implementing them in the new demo was apparently very easy. And there's a lot in here. Minus quest text and dialogue stuff, we basically got the entire game in here. Or at least how far into development the game is. Or appears to be, I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works. I just know that there's a lot in here. Like spoilers in here, which I'm not gonna show in this video. We got the entire map here with working navigation. We have a crafting system. We have a prototype reloading system. We got a working decree system. You'll be exploring the maps on specific days, seeing what all the districts look like when infected or rioting, looking to see if any NPCs are spawned in, minding your own business, and then realize, wait, yeah, there is an NPC here. And oh boy, is there an NPC here. So why don't I sound excited? I don't know. It's not from a lack of polish. I expect there to be bugs and jank and all that, even in the full game. It's just, the demo's weird. There isn't actually that much game in the gameplay. We're on rails for most, if not all of it. They're not fighting the walking simulator allegations with this one. The one time we are free to roam, we only have 2 places to go to. Don't worry about these other quest marks, by the way. We can't actually go there in the demo, and if we do, they're in the debugs. There's nothing there anyway. Which is a shame because one of the big improvements the demo has over quarantine is the improvements they've made to the fast travel system, which we can't play around with. Like, imagine if we could. Imagine in this stage of the demo where we just left the backbone and we have to go to Isidor's house. Imagine if we could instead go to the warehouses to look for Ruben, who would tell us the same information that we learned from Maria, that Isidore is dead. And then have demo end there as well. How great would that be? That would introduce some replayability to the demo. That would show off some more of the system, some more of the characters, some more of the setting. Demonstrate that our choices matter in a time-sensitive environment. And now that I'm here recording some B-reel, I'm starting to think more and more that might have been the original idea, which they probably streamlined to release the demo in time for Steam Next Fest, which is a thought that makes me a little sad because the other thing that they significantly cut from the demo that was in quarantine was the Dr. Detective House, the video game system, which is a crazy cool thing that we haven't really seen done in video games yet. And should be the selling point for the full game. And it's not really here. Like, the demo might be the actual introduction in the full game, but Quarantine is the better demo. Making the decision to pull Quarantine off the store shelves that more baffling. Okay, sure, we do a little bit of doctoring in the demo. Like a quick and dirty, here's a thing you'll be doing type of tutorial. But it's not the same thing. It's bare bones and we're not really allowed to play around with it. We are quite literally held by the hand and pushed through the demo, constantly being told where to go. And I understand that this is just the introduction part of the game. Pathologic 2 was also very hand-holdy in its introduction. But this feels like an overcorrection for the portion of the players who did get lost and did have trouble with quarantine, who are not familiar with Pathologic and its town and its characters and its ideas and its systems. I'm gonna go on a tangent here. The reason people have been getting lost in quarantine and all the rocks that don't have collisions is that they never updated the map. Barring this one building that's no longer here, this is a carbon copy of the Pathologic 2 map. All the fences and barriers that are drawn on it, Pathologic 2, not Pathologic 3. That's why people are getting lost looking for a pathway that doesn't exist. Now, don't get me wrong, I think this is really funny. It reminds me of my favorite part of Pathologic 1, where the map there too is unreliable. It gives it the air of someone drawing it on a napkin for the player, but they weren't too sure about how some of the neighborhoods were laid out, and the warehouses. Oh boy, the warehouses, they just gave up on that. Good luck there, fucker. You dumb piece of sh**. I love it, it's great. But they fixed it in Pathologic 2 because in a modern, contemporary video game, a decision like this without telling the player that it's unreliable is gonna come off as sloppy and unfinished. Okay, tangent over. I don't want to sound like I want the game to be less accessible or harder than it already is. I just want to have the ability and freedom and frankly the respect to let me fail. Like this demo gave me flashbacks of Pathologic 2 in the worst way. It reminded me of all the times Icepick Lodge was terrified of the player failing and dropping the game. What's that? You didn't show up to your father's funeral, so you didn't prove yourself to accept the inheritance? Okay, well, there was never actually a test where you could prove yourself. No, all you really had to do was show up. Actually, you know what? It's okay that you didn't show up. Here's Aspity on literally every other corner of the town who will just give you your dad's fanny pack. I'm not even joking. You could just be standing still, spinning around, and there she is. Oh, what's that? You never talked to the judge about getting access to your father's house? It's fine. The quest doesn't actually give you access to the house. That happens later whether or not you do this quest. Not like you're gonna be living there one way or another. What's that? You never talked to the person who gave you the key to your bat cave? It's okay. Here's a messenger who gives you the key anyway. And the ending. Oh my god, the ending. Can I talk about the ending? Do you care about spoilers for Pathologic 2? Is this a safe space for Pathologic 2 spoilers? Surely if you're watching this video, you've played through Pathologic 2 to completion. Because if not, this video is not for you, buddy. How did you even get here? I'm just gonna be complaining about it for the rest of the runtime. Okay, so to determine which ending you get in Pathologic 2, the game actually does not care what you do throughout it. You could have been the worst doctor in the world, abandoning the hospital, getting all of your bound killed. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is what you do for the Day 11 quest. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. It's perfectly fine to have your ending dependent on the last quest. Because this quest is cool. It's a whole goose chase against the clock, and it takes you across the entire town on its most dangerous day, putting to the test all the mechanics that you've learned about the game. Mainly that this is a game where it tells you to go across town to talk to person A, then go across town again to talk to person B, and then go home to do thing C. The actual gameplay of Pathologic 2 is learning how to min-max your time, resources, and effort while you go around through all these quest markers on your map. And this time you're running out of time. The days are shorter. He was going here, but now he's going there. He was here, but not anymore. And then you learn they're gonna do the thing at 10 o'clock and not 12, so you have even less time, and the sweat is dripping down your neck. And then you reach what you think should be the last quest marker, and the game does something that it has never done before. The game lets go. It lets go of your hand. It removes the quest marker. It says, you're on your own now. You've played the entire game. You know all the characters. You know the town. You know the lines. This is your final test. You should be able to figure it out. Good luck. How freaking cool is that? I was fucking stoked. Here's how my first initial playthrough went. I was like, okay, crunch time. Let's fucking go. The dude we're tracking is a military courier. He has a paramount, crucial letter that must be delivered to the general. But he's critically injured. He's military, so the closest place he'll probably go to is a military camp at the train station, but we just came from there and he wasn't there. And I'm also pretty sure those guys are mutineers, so he wouldn't go back there. Okay, so if he's looking for medical help, he's probably going somewhere else in town, like the hospital. But the hospital has been shut down, and he should know about that. So he's probably not going to the hospital. The 3 doctors he should know about is Daniel, who's literally on the other side of town, Ruben, who is dead in this playthrough and operates from a secret bat cave, and me, who also operates from a secret bat cave that nobody should know about. And who else? Aspidy's Hospice? A military scout should know about the kin and Aspidy, at least as a major faction and possible threat for the military. So maybe if he's desperate, he might go there, but that's a stretch. Well, for the past couple of days, we've been hearing non-stop about how loyal all the soldiers are to the general, to the point where even the mutineers believe they're doing the general a favor. So he's probably going all out and trying to reach the general in a ancient Greek marathon myth style where he dies at the doorstep or somewhere on the trail, probably. And there might be blood I can follow. Alright, this feels great. A bad decision is still better than no decision, and if I'm wrong, well, then I was wrong. Oh well, let's go. I was hoping for some blood trails on the street, but I haven't seen any. Maybe he took a different route, or maybe I was just hoping for a mechanic that was never here. And finally we got to the town hall with barely time to spend, and he's not here either. There's no real dialogue about the quest either, which is funny, but okay. So he's not here. That means he's definitely looking for a doctor. The only doctor everybody knows about is, again, Daniel, who is all the way over there. Could he really run all the way there? That's crazy. The hospital is on the way, so I might as well stop there even though it's closed. He might be just outside of the locked door of the hospital. Yeah, that seems thematic, and it would make sense for the game to end at the theater. Yeah, let's go there. It's gotta be there. I can see him now just bleeding all over the steps and the locked door, and he's not here. Alright Daniel, you're up. Man, this quest is really cool, huh? I'm trailing this guy all across this town 2 times over. That's crazy. I've got all these pathways fully optimized, and it's so cool that the devs removed the training wheels finally, at least for this final climax, and I'm actually allowed to fail for once. Oh dang, it's so cool. This is such a cool game. I might need to start making plans of where to go if he's not at Daniel's though. Aspidy's Hospice is the only place he might actually know to go to, and on the way there I could stop by the train station, Ruben's, and my place, even if I'm pretty sure he wouldn't know where I live. But I'm running out of time here. If he's not at Daniel's, then I'm probably not gonna make it in time and gonna get stuck with the bad ending. You know what, that's fine. I wanted to see the bad ending as well. I'll be loading saves anyway, and if I'm really struggling, even after loading a save, I could go on the internet and interact with other nerds who are struggling with this quest, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait for that, actually. What's this?
The lost courier is looking for me. He's injured and needs a doctor. No, a surgeon.
So obviously, I was overthinking the quest, and overestimating how secret my Batcave is. But that's fine. This was me overthinking it. These were my decisions. These were my mistakes. And I was having a blast. I was promised an opportunity to fail. But that's not how it turned out. I was livid. Fuck Mark. He's a coward. His artsy-fartsy play about suffering sucks, actually, and I should have taken the deal. My fellow traveler here had my best interests in heart this entire time. He even tells you he's just the guy who does the lights. He is the techie for the theater. He doesn't actually have a role in the play except maybe as an extra. He's not supposed to be on the train. No one's supposed to be on the train with you. No, he's just fucking bored and wants to fuck with the director by making the game easier for us by removing the consequences of death, but also by running the dead item shop, which is clearly the gift shop for the theater. I can't be the only one that thought of this, right? Like, it's clearly the gift shop. It only opens at midnight when the theater's open, and it's only marked on your map after you go to the theater and watch the play for that night. He just works here, and he's bored. That's all it is. Yeah, okay, fine. He's also the personification of death, not to be confused with the plague, who is their own character. No, the fellow traveler is death in the sense of your old friend, death. Kinda like what Withers is in Baldur's Gate 3. But come on, that's kinda boring. We're better than that here. Anyway, that's why I hate theater kids. What was I talking about again? The last quest was a big disappointment to me. When he tells you that you are on your own and you're gonna have to make your own decisions, what it actually means is we're giving you 3 chances to guess correctly. And anytime you are near an NPC's house, we are gonna call that a swing and give you a hint. And if you swing and miss 3 times, we're just gonna tell you where to go just to keep things moving. Most players never saw this part of the quest. Most players either figure it out or thought, hey, that's cool. Let me first grab some stuff from my house though. And then lo and behold, they solve the quest. Which is fine, which is cool. I wish I was you. I wish the solution wasn't given to me. Especially considering that the condition for one of these endings requires you to not solve this quest. Like, what was even the point? This is without even talking about the actual endings. The endings are bad. Channels that are bigger and better than mine have thoroughly covered how disappointing the endings are. And the endings aren't like that for no reason. They're like that because that's how it was in Pathologic 1, where there are 3 characters with 6 endings, with a thesis, antithesis, synthesis thing going on, where only the final character has a shot of having an actual good ending. And they were compelled to do the same thing here with DLC characters, because this is actually a remake, not just a sequel. But that's not how it turned out. Pathologic is something that everyone agrees is very special. And Icepick Lodge knows this, and it comes with a lot of pressure and a lot of baggage. Pressure from an entitled fan base that some of the devs themselves used to be a part of, and baggage of being a franchise that has a reputation of being too difficult. So when I first heard that Pathologic 3 is coming, my first thought was, yeah, sure, whatever you say. Maybe after Silksong is out. And then we started getting actual footage. Then I thought, man, I hope they don't take the wrong lesson from Pathologic 2. That they don't make the same game over and over again, with the same endings, with the same shortcomings. I hope they do something new. And then Quarantine came out. And it's something completely different. Oh, but it's not open world, the survival mechanics aren't there anymore. Good! They don't need to be. The future is now, old man. Silksong is out. And now with the new demo out, I see them faltering. I see the same insecurities popping up, and there's no need for that. They got something really cool cooking here, and that's without even going into debugs. In the debugs, oh boy. Now again, Icepick Lodge made an effort to scrub most of everything, but not everything. There's still little tiny snippets. And from those tiny snippets, at least at the moment, it appears to be that there are a lot more different endings than before. And not just the obvious one, which I think is a really good sign.
Time to end this.
Man, it's finally over. This video was supposed to be about the demo, and I ended up spending 15 minutes just talking about Pathologic 2 instead. I'm probably not going to be making debug videos about the demo, at least not until the full game is out, because again, there are spoilers in here, but also, to be quite frank, I'm honestly kind of burned out, and the game's not even out yet. I don't know how to edit the script file to re-enable the console commands myself, so I can't teach you. The person who did figure it out made it clear they don't want it widely shared, at least also until the game is out, at which point they'll probably make a mod for it. All the music I use is from Quarantine and the new demo files, as well as some songs from Pathologic 1. Eventually I'll increase my music library to include other things, but so far that's the extent of my background music folder. The game looks too hard and stressful? Play it anyway, you'll be surprised. The game wants you to think it's harder than it actually is. Even the first game does a real good job tutorializing, despite what people say. You just have to read and pay attention. Yo, I've gone full 180 since my last video on the new Daniel who looks like a My Chemical Romance reject. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Yeah, I know now that Daniel's supposed to be 30 years old. Maybe Daniel's real victory over death is gonna be victory over twink death.